Hi, it's Chris Klinger, and this is Minutespirations. Today's topic, Resourcefulness Genetics. Okay, so we had my mom up for a sleepover this past weekend, and while we're sitting around chit-chatting, the TV's on, and we're making some pizza, I said, Mom, so, I don't know how it came up, but I said, are you still vacuuming your house with the robot vacuum? And she goes, yeah, I sure am. And I said, and didn't it get stuck one time? And as I asked that question, she burst out laughing, and so did Dana. And I said, tell me about that story again. And she said, well, Chris, she goes, one day it's vacuuming my room, and all of a sudden I get an alert on my phone that it's stuck somewhere. And I said, well, what'd you do? She goes, I went to find it under a piece of furniture. It had gotten stuck and then turned off. And I said, oh, wow. So then what? And she goes, I'm trying to figure out what am I going to do? And she goes, I walk every day down Peachtree Street in the middle of downtown. And she goes, by the church on Peachtree Street, I look out and I happen to see a 10-foot 2x4, brand new, must have fallen off a truck in the middle of the road. And I said, well, Mom, what'd you do? And she goes, well, of course, I went out and got it. And she says, I drug it like this back up to my building, through the marble floored lobby, up the stairs, into the elevator, down the hall, and into my condo. And I said, and then what? Well, she goes, I had to ask my buddy who had a saw to cut it to size. And I said, and does it work? Sure does. Hasn't got stuck yet. Funny thing about that, I wanted to validate that. So I asked my daughter, Carlene, I said, Carlene, do you think this really happened? And she had this smile. She goes, oh yeah, of course it did. If you know Graham, that happened. Two takeaways from the story. First one, boy, when you have a challenge, keep your eyes open. You never know what you're going to find for a solution. And number two, sometimes you got to go get the solution. Boy, am I ever glad that I've got resourcefulness genes, and I hope you do too, and you make use of them. Thanks for tuning in. Make today great. See you next time.